He didn't text you when you cried. He didn't call when you were confused. He wasn't worried when you were chasing. But the minute you stopped, the minute you got quiet, the minute you started glowing differently, now suddenly, he's back. Hey, stranger. I've been thinking about you. I miss what we had. So what changed? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why men try to come back when you move on. And it's not always love. It's psychology. It's ego. It's attachment. And sometimes, it's loss of control. And once you understand this, you'll never be confused again. When you were available, emotional, texting first, over-explaining, trying to fix things, he felt secure. Not secure in loving you. Secure in having access to you. There's a difference. When a man feels like you're emotionally invested no matter what he does, he relaxes. He stops pursuing. He stops fearing loss. He may even start taking you for granted. Why? Because human nature values what feels scarce, not what feels guaranteed. When you were chasing, you were predictable. And predictable feels safe. But safe doesn't trigger pursuit. When you move on, something powerful happens. You remove validation. And for many men, validation feels like power. Even men who don't want commitment still want to feel chosen. They want to feel desired. They want to feel like they could have you, even if they don't fully invest. So when you detach, date other people, glow up, or simply stop caring, his ego feels the loss. And the ego does not like rejection. Sometimes he doesn't miss you. He misses the fact that you don't miss him anymore. That shift hits hard. When you were constantly available, you were abundant in his life. But when you move on, you become scarce. Scarcity triggers urgency. It makes him think, wait, she's really done? Is someone else getting her attention? Did I mess this up? Your absence forces reflection. And reflection only happens when access is removed. You didn't become more valuable overnight. You just stopped being convenient. When you move on emotionally, your energy changes. You're calmer. You're less reactive. You're not trying to convince him anymore. That shift is powerful. Men are highly sensitive to energy shifts, even if they don't admit it. When you stop reaching, stop explaining, stop arguing, stop checking, it creates space. And in that space, he finally feels what you were feeling before. Uncertainty. Now he wonders, is she talking to someone else? Did she finally get tired? Am I losing her for real? The emotional security flips. Even if he wasn't fully invested, attachment still forms. Habits form. Comfort forms. Familiarity forms. When you leave, he loses. The person who listened. The person who validated him. The person who gave him emotional support. And sometimes he comes back not because he's ready to love you properly, but because he misses the comfort you provided. That's important. Missing comfort is not the same as being ready for commitment. It's about restoring control. When you move on, you take that control back. And that shift can feel destabilizing. He can't predict you anymore. He can't assume you'll respond. He can't assume you'll wait. Uncertainty creates tension. And tension creates pursuit. Sometimes the comeback attempt isn't about love. Just because he comes back doesn't mean he changed. Coming back is easy. Consistency is hard. Real commitment is hard. Accountability is hard. Ask yourself, did he grow? Did he take responsibility? Is he showing different behavior? Or is he just responding to losing access? Many women mistake reappearance for transformation. They're not the same thing. Here's the twist. If you move on as a strategy to make him come back, he'll feel that energy. Real detachment is different. Real detachment says, I'm okay whether you return or not. That's the energy that shifts dynamics. When you genuinely move forward, your standards rise. And when your standards rise, only men who are serious can stay. Because the woman who can walk away once can do it again. And that's the energy that changes everything. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also comment below if you've ever moved on and he tried to come back. If he comes back aligned, consistent, and serious, evaluate it. If he comes back confused and testing the door, keep it closed. You didn't lose him. You lost the version of him that only valued you when you were walking away. And that tells you everything. There's something subtle that happens in long situationships or inconsistent relationships. He slowly builds the belief that you're not going anywhere. not because he consciously thinks it, but because your behavior trained him to believe it. If every time he pulled away, took days to respond, acted distant, didn't commit, you still stayed. His brain registers that as stability, not relationship stability, access stability. So when you finally leave, it shocks him, because in his mind you weren't supposed to. You were the constant. And when the constant disappears, the brain goes into correction mode. That's when the "hey" text comes. Not always because he had an awakening, but because reality finally disrupted his comfort. Let's be honest about something. Some men don't value fully until there's perceived competition. When you're single and waiting, he feels relaxed. When you're glowing, going out, traveling, posting less about pain and more about life, he senses the shift. And even if you never mention another man, the possibility alone activates something primal. Men are wired to compete. When he thinks another man could have access to you, especially after he didn't fully commit, urgency increases. It's not about you changing. It's about him realizing you're not on reserve anymore. There's another layer most women don't consider. Even if he wasn't treating you right, you were familiar.